What's good? What's up? What it do? Another day. Happy Thursday to everyone out there. It's Mr. 2224 back at it again for y'all. Another episode. We just yapping, talking about some interesting topics, some stuff that maybe need to be talked about, some things I saw from yesterday. You know what it is. But I'm gonna start the show out. Sending prayers out to two people. Well, one person in the city of Atlanta. I'm sending some prayers out to Rob Parker. If you don't know who Rob Parker is, he is a sports analyst. He has been on ESPN. He's been on FS1. He's accredited and accomplished sports analyst, and he's very good at his job. He started a sports and rap radio. Um, that unfortunately has the business has collapsed. In the first 90 days of the business collapsed, and it was a black owned radio station. I believe, to the knowledge of what I read and searched up, he was employing black employees, black creatives. Um, so prayers to him. Hopefully, the business can bounce back. It is a shame when when any business goes under. But in an industry that is dominated by a certain race, and you see a black man trying to make more space for people that look like us, and it fails, you hope he's able to get back on that horse and create those opportunities once again, and also create the opportunity for himself once again. Obviously, he knows where he went. Hopefully, he knows where he went wrong this time and get bounced back because there's a lot of creators, black creators out here who talk about sports, know what they're talking about, and are entertaining beyond just being intelligent, and also they have something to say beyond just sports. And having a platform like that, especially when it's a black man in control of the platform and allowing you to say what you want to say, it's important to have those type of spaces and those type of voices out there. So hopefully the business bounces back, and hopefully he's able to come back stronger with a new network, new platform, and people can continue to do what they got to do over there. Um, and then my second prayers, I'm gonna send out to the city of Atlanta. Um, right now, the city of Atlanta schools are on heightened alert due to social media threats of violence at schools. Apparently they're working with the FBI, CBI, and APD to control this situation, as there's been threats at violence at the school for actually today, Thursday. Um, from what I read, they didn't specify if it was a school shooting situation or a situation of just students engaging with violence with each other, but clearly Atlanta's in a bad spot right now. When you have the public school system saying that involving law enforcement more than they already do, and specifically the FBI, to try to limit violence that is potentially going to occur at a school, it tells you where we at right now, where it's hard just protecting your children at school. Like, school's a place where you're supposed to go to learn. It's a place where you're supposed to feel safe. And on the real, like, yeah, you're not always going to feel safe at school, because the unfortunate reality is people get bullied, but you at least like expect not to like have to deal with violence of losing your life at school. So for Atlanta to be in this position, this situation, whether it's a school shooting or simply students getting violent with each other through outside issues, it's unfortunate, because at the end of the day, these are still children. Like, these aren't adults that are potentially losing their life. And even then, any life loss is a life loss and is an unfortunate event. But these are children. This is in essence, the future of the world, that are basically just becoming targets in the safety of their own school building, and within a place where they're supposed to be there to get their education and meet other people and just get past where they're at now and advance in life. And you see that reality is not dwindling, but it's becoming less likely when you have situations like these where violence and other acts are becoming more common within the school building. But I'm just saying that to send out prayers to Atlanta. I hope that they are able to find a way to keep students safe, find a way to make sure that events such as a school shooting or violence between students that is extreme doesn't occur. Because At the end of the day, like I said, they're children. This is a place where they're supposed to feel safe. This is a place where violence should not be happening. And overall, the future of the world has to be protected, and it really does start with kids, whether it's high school, middle school, elementary, kindergarten. It starts with children. But I ain't gonna lie, I, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna talk about is deep today. I'm gonna warn people who are listening to listen for more of my breakdown on interview with a vampire characters. I am going to do Claudia next, but I will not be doing Claudia this episode. I'm gonna talk about Claudia the next episode. But what I gotta get into first. What I do got well now. I'll be sent out prayers because the two topics I really want to hit on. I'm gonna be talking for a minute, so I'm gonna get the easy shit out the way first. Shannon Sharp, he was not hacked yesterday. My boy Shannon Sharp was busting down a very some young lady, someone that he probably knows, someone that's near and dear to his heart. As you know, Shannon Sharp is a very private person. So when you read the headline that Shannon Sharp went live and that there was sounds in the back of him doing some activities, you don't think like, what maybe Uncle's just doing something crazy, drinking, having a party. You go on the video, Uncle's in there growling. He giving that bitch the best minute and 22 seconds of his life. If you hear at the start of the video, he said, put the dick in your mouth, put it in your mouth. I'm like, what? What? Uncle's wailing. Uncle's wailing. But no, he went on his show Nightcap. He addressed the situation. He took accountability. He said he was embarrassed and he was ashamed because of just the people in his life who had to answer the question about what happened, like what's going on, and just he felt a way about that. But he overall he took it in stride. He accepted his responsibility. He was like, "Hey, I'm not good with technology. I generally don't know what happened. I put my phone down and I proceeded to indulge in his own private time." And that's the thing too. Like this is his own private time. So to the people out there who are saying like, "Oh man, I hope he don't lose his job out there. He don't lose his job at ESPN and all that." Now that is understandable why people would say that, but like, I mean, you can't fire a man for being on his own private time. And it's not like he knew what was going on. I mean, it's clear from the live video that you from the video you see, you honestly don't know what's going on because anyone that has a phone, you can tell the phone is definitely in a place that's far away from the bed or not near the bed, and it's clearly laying down. It's laying face down or whatever, but it's clearly laying down. So he didn't know it was happening. But overall, like that is a situation that I commend Shannon Sharp for. A lot of people, in situations like those, when they're just mistakes, they don't, they automatically go to the "I was hacked," and Shannon Sharp kept it real. He was like, "No, I wasn't hacked. It was just a simple mistake. Don't know what happened. Put my phone down. It went live. Next thing you know, my intimate moments were being recorded." And he said, "Shout out his team. I remember his team being a good soldier that he put the post up saying that he was hacked and was able to stop the live, take the post, take it down, and then put the post up saying that he was hacked, which is like that is accredited to having a great team around you. I know a lot of people within the media industry and just the business industry, whatever industry you're in, they always talk about the importance of having a team around you, people that are reliable, people that are going to make sure you're good and make sure that your business gets handled and that nothing in your personal life affects your business. And I think that is like you really have to pay attention to that because I think that is something that is very, very important. I know that the further I go with this and the more I build the brand of 224, I am going to start needing to have a team around me. Right now it's just me, a microphone and a MacBook that's on its last leg and a YouTube account. But the bigger this gets, I definitely am going to need a team around me that can help me do what I need to do. Like networking by yourself, in all honesty, it's not hard, but it definitely will be easier with a team. Managing technology when you're not the most technically sound person. While I am an adept person with technology, I'm not the best with technology. Um, But handling the technology when you're not the most adept that person at technology, and there's definitely people better than you that can help you manage this better. Yeah, having a team ends up being crucial and ends up being important because I honestly, while yes, if I can end up doing this by myself, yes, I can do this by myself for the next couple of years. Like because I just genuinely love doing this. I'm just chilling. This is just me getting my thoughts out, talking about shit I see, and hopefully people start catching on and agreeing with what I say or disagree with what I say, or just like listening to me speak. But no, like having a team around you is important because when you're doing so many things, you really cannot manage every aspect of your life. And in that moment with Shannon Sharp, it's good how you saw him have a team around him that protected him. You saw how he spoke straight to his audience, and you also saw a person just take accountability of like, "Hey, I made a mistake. I didn't even know what was happening for real." And overall, I think that it's just a good situation to see that you don't see him being ridiculed. You don't see him losing any opportunities, any jobs. You didn't see how many fans really turn on him. And also, like I said, you saw a man own up to what happened and didn't really run from it. And in an era of social media where people immediately go to "I was hacked," you gotta commend him for that. That was my last little quick hit. Yeah, I'm gonna get straight into it. I'm gonna get straight into it. I'm tired of you Stacey Dash assholes. And when I say that, I'm talking about the black woman that cape for white men and just be saying bullshit. First of all, I'm tired of that fact. I have one more thing. Before I even get into that, I'm just tired of women online who just be giving out these bullshit opinions like they're bars. And they're just overtaking the influence of real women giving real advice. Some of you women aren't giving real advice. Y'all not giving advice on loving, caring, the character of the people you choosing. Y'all just giving advice on what y'all can get out of a person. If materialistic gain is the only thing that's being promoted about relationships, then where's relationships going? Because now you just have this shit is now a business. This is no longer a, a marriage, a relationship, of whatever stage you are within your relationship. It's no longer a relationship. This is now a business agreement. Y'all really are partners. And that's what it seems like a lot of these women are preaching now of it's a transactional relationship of like if I don't get this, they're not getting this. And it's like relationships should be talked about more about compromise and understanding the perspective of your partner, understanding and them understanding where you're coming from so y'all can reach agreement on something rather than no, rather than simply no. If I don't get this, they don't get this. Yeah, not doing that. Like this lady, I saw a video on Instagram. This lady stitched a video where another young lady said her engagement ring or her wedding ring isn't proof that her husband, no, that her fiance loved her. It's just proof she waited for the right one to put a ring on it. And someone was like, "That's a bar," and the lady was like, "That's a bar. That's a bar. That's a bar." That's not a bar, yo. Like, no, that's not a bar. You basically just downplayed the fact that that your fiance loved you enough to want to make a lifelong commitment to you, and you're simply just saying, "Nah, I played the waiting game for the right nigga just to come along and put a ring on it so I can have a ring." Like, how shallow are you? And the fact that there's thousands of people agreeing with this, hundreds of thousands of people agreeing with this messaging is just asinine to me and absurd because if that's what you want and you're single, but you say you want a good man, you don't really want a good man. You just want the perks of what comes with a man that's responsible about his life. You just want the perks of a man that takes life serious and also shows respect to people and genuine care to people. And because he is at a certain level because of his own merit and accolades, you reap the benefits because he genuinely loves you. You want to be genuinely loved, but showered with material items rather than strictly worry about the character of this person. And that's all I saw in the comments. I'm looking at the comments and woman in there, they like, right? Yep, same, same. What, like, what you mean, same? So are you telling me, are you actually finding people you like? Or are you just finding people to get this ring? Because if you're saying that a ring, him buying a ring, him putting a ring on it isn't proof that he loves you or that he cares about you, and it's simply just that you waited for the right man to put a ring on it. So you basically just said that could have been any man. Yeah, you called him the right one, but you basically just said you was just playing the waiting game. So what if you would have played the waiting game and the guy and you missed out, you know, missing out on him, and then the next guy was there? To say it's not a show of a person's love is really insulting to anyone, man or woman. It's really insulting. It's really disrespectful, especially if that's your fiance. No matter what gift, show show of appreciation, whatever it is, if you say that about your partner, that whatever they did is not a show of their love, is just a just is just you making the right decision, you're really shallow. You're really selfish too, because a person wanting to make a lifelong commitment to another person should not be heralded as I made the right decision. Because there's a lot of people who make the wrong decision. And there's a lot of people who end up regretting their marriages. So why even say that? Why even come out your mouth to speak that? Why even post that on the internet? Like that was something to say. Just me personally, the way I think, I find that just rude. I find that disrespectful. I'd be like, wait, so like, do you not appreciate the ring? Because to me, when it comes to fiancés and marriage, I look at it as anyone who gets to that step, if you're not a fucked up person, you really putting that ring on that person's finger and want to be married to this person because you love them, because you care about them. This is taking that step to show them that I'm seriously in love with you and I want to be with you and I see you as a part of my life for the rest of it. Like marriage is a lifelong commitment, and being someone's fiance is the first step towards that. So if you tell someone, just in my opinion, if you tell someone that you engaging me is not a proof that it's not proof that you love me, it's just proof that I was right to choose you, then it's like, what did you really get into the relationship for? Did you get into the relationship to get a ring, or did you get into a relationship to find love? And this shifts over to my next topic, whereas it's just like it with a like I said, with a lot of these influencers that are having a lot of with a lot of these influencers who have a huge voice and who are just making the consistent waves of just disrupting shit, their messages just be just dumb. And when it always is focused around what can you get out of this person rather than their character, because they hide behind the word treatment just to make it seem like the treatment in terms of just being there for a person, being human. But what they really mean by treatment is the materialistic items and the gifts and the things that can be showered upon them and the trips and the bags and all that stuff, not really the character of this person. And like I said, shit to my next topic. Just call me Cookie. She's a TikTok creator. She's known for hating on Simone Biles because of her husband. And typically, just in my opinion, she hates black men. I'm tired of her ass. And that's what I mean when I say I'm tired of you Stacey Dash ass hoes. I'm tired of you black women that sit here and cape for white men all fucking day and sit here and say, "Ugh, black men, no." And it's only because oh man. Simply put, I'm tired of you Stacey Dash assholes. I'm tired of you black women that cape for white men. And specifically, just call me Cookie. I'm tired of you because you never have anything positive to say about black men. In the video I'm talking about now, the new video that has brought disruption to the internet, she has the nerve to say she says white men treat black women better. Excuse me? I don't think that at all is true. I think men who love black women treat black women better. It's not a race issue. It's not a race thing at all. I think men who love black women treat black women better. Men who are healed from themselves and from whatever trauma they experience at the hands of other people love black women better. This ain't no race issue. And for you as a black woman to fix your lips on TikTok to say that, I've been tired of you for a minute before I even started doing this shit. Just from being a watcher on TikTok, I've been tired of you. Because every opinion you have just seems like you just a fucking hater. You hate to see black love. And maybe it's because maybe the black men that have been in your life having contributed to positivity, having contributed positivity to your life. Maybe the black men you fell in love with have been bad choices. But she needs to stop with this shit. Cause spreading this message is fucking ridiculous. And then you go in the comments of her video and you see a bunch of black, and it hurt my heart to see a bunch of black women agreeing with this because it's like my sisters. Really? But these the same black women Dr. Umar caped for as well. And he sit there and act blind to it. He get on the brothers by that date white man. You saw how he talked to Ish from Joe Budden podcast, but he don't talk about none of the sisters. All these sisters out here on these platforms talking crazy about black men, caping for the white man. There's one black woman on YouTube who was calling for black women to stop having black babies because she said bringing more black men into this world is just hurting them. But I'm gonna stick on just call me Cookie. First of all, I really just want her to say she hate black men. I really just want her to say she hate black men because every fucking video, not every video, but a majority of her videos is nothing positive. And with this video of her saying white men treat black women better, everything she talked about in the video was strictly materialistic. There was nothing about this man's character. There was nothing all about this man's character. It was simply all materialistic. And then you go in the comments, it's the same rhetoric, all materialistic. They're all simply talking about, yeah, been last 2 years, haven't paid a bill yet. Bitch, any man can do that. That's not a white man thing. What happened is you decide that you was in prox you grew up and you was in proximity of other men that look like you. And the men that look like you that you chose weren't men who were upstanding men. Or either they weren't in a position to life to do the material things that you want. But as you can see, you don't care about character. You care about what you can get. Because the whole if I was saying something wrong, I would stop talking. But I watched the video and I read the comments. None of what these women commented was anything about the character of the man they're with. They hide behind the word treatment, but it's all about the material aspect and nature of the relationship. The trips they can go on, the bills they don't have to pay, the responsibilities they don't have to take on. And yeah, that's true. And in a lot of relationships, but in a lot of let me stop, pause. But in a lot of relationships, men take on that role anyway. That's not a white man, black woman thing. That is a man thing. That is a partner that loves you thing. If a man that loves you, truly loves you, says he wants to pay your bills, he will. If he has the means to, he will. A man that has the means to and cares about you will do so. This is not a white man, black man thing. And I'm tired of you sisters getting on the internet yapping like this and talking about this. And then y'all say black men don't defend black women. But it be you same sis. And I'm not speaking to all black women. I'm speaking to these specific black women like Just Call Me Cookie and the woman in her comments. Y'all will go on Twitter, any social media platform, downplay black men all day. Let one disagree with you. You try to end his whole career, but then go say this shit about white men. Big up white men. Every fucking time. Every time. Anytime you see a black woman with a white man on on any social media platform, right? Check the comments. It's a bunch of black women in there agreeing, say, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to switch to the other side. Got mine. You see those two comments all fucking day. All day. And me and I'm not gonna say act like it's not purely out of love, because there's a lot of people who love who they want. Love who the fuck you want. But I'm speaking strictly to the black women who are afraid to just say you hate black men. And afraid to say that you were traumatized because the black men that's in your life failed you. But don't put that on all black men and say black men don't love you. And say black men are awful. And then say black men don't treat you the same way as white men. No, 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 no. No. Those are the men that you interacted with. Those are the men that you ran into. And apologies that you had to run into fucked up individuals like that. But this messaging that white men treat black women better, this narrative that black women have painted needs to stop. And then you know what's crazy? I'm gonna get back. Like, you know what's crazy? I saw allegedly Angel Reese reposted the video. Now if that's now if that repost is an agreement, that's fucking crazy. Because you know why? And when it comes to Angel Reese, as a person who runs a WNBA page on the side, white men fucking hate Angel Reese. Anytime I post something about Angel Reese, it can be her getting 20 rebounds. It can be her post game, pregame entrance, whatever. It'd be a white man in the comments immediately ready to downplay her, ready to devalue her, ready to say something about her. But you know who I see in the comments step up immediately? Black men. I had to tell two people stop in my comments to stop arguing because it got racist. Because white dude immediately went to the race car and started wham. The post was simply about Angel Reese for Rookie of the Year when she was born. This nigga came on here 2 months later and started spewing and started getting to the racist activity with it. And that's what just blows my mind. That if Angel Reese really reposted that video, really, white men talk crazy about you. Been talking crazy about you. Black men been defending you on every platform. Stephen A has definitely spoke out in support of Angel Reese. So if she really reposted that, that's a shame. That's disgraceful. That's fucking crazy. Because it's, you know it's even crazy? Her homegirl is dating Jalen Brown, the highest paid athlete in the NBA. You telling me she's not getting treated well by a black man? Seriously? Seriously. Like, and then you have a black boyfriend. He plays for the Detroit Pistons. His team is ass, but I will fail to believe he treats you awfully or you don't get spoiled. But also, you have your own money, so you probably don't need to be spoiled. But at the end of the day, for real, like, and it blows my mind because black men get talked about day in and day out about hating themselves and think and how black men don't love black women and how black men go to white women. But then you see this primary rhetoric from fucking black women themselves, big up in the white man. Yeah, the white man all fucking day long, and no one say nothing. Come on, I wasn't born last night, and I wasn't born at night. Let's stop the bullshit here. For real, let's really stop the bullshit here. I want black women like just call me Cookie. All the black women on Twitter that talk shit about black men all day. Just stop talking shit and say you hate black men. Just say that. Go about your business. Get your white man. Take your trips. Get your bags. Do whatever you feel you're going to receive. Because at the end of the day, that's not a white man activity. That's a man activity. Any man that truly cares about you and has the means will do it for you. Y'all just chose black men or ran into black men that wasn't willing to do so, or either weren't in that space in life. So don't blame all black men for the troubles that you've had with previous black men and then say you want to go to white men because of that. No, 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 sweetheart, sweetheart. No, 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 no. The niggas you liked were just trash niggas. But you liked them. Maybe you liked their character, but what they could provide wasn't enough. Or maybe they could provide enough of they could provide what you needed, but not everything you wanted. And maybe you liked a little bit of their character. Or maybe their character was real shitty and you just like the way they put their dick and balls in you. Just being honest. But don't sit here and say white men treat black women better than black men. No, 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 no. Just say the men you ran into ain't treat you well. And that's developed into a self-hatred and a hatred for the men that share the same skin tone as you and you just want to go over there. Don't cap and tell lies to me and to everyone else on social media in the world. Tell the truth. The black men in your life failed you. Maybe your expectations was high. Or maybe they just weren't shit. Or maybe you were just blinded by other shit. Or maybe you just ran into the wrong person at the wrong time. Or maybe it was the right person at the wrong time. But stop coming on the internet with this fucking narrative that white men know how to love black women better when white men can't relate to y'all how black men can. And if you're gonna take it deeper, some of y'all just need to say y'all want y'all fucking daddy. If you're gonna be real about it. Some of y'all just need to say y'all want your father. Cause some of y'all not looking for a man. And that's why a lot of times y'all bump heads with black men. Cause a lot of y'all just be wanting your fucking daddy. You want someone that's gonna take care of you, nurture you, listen to everything you say, and not have no rebuttal or autonomy about himself or no nuts about himself. Y'all be wanting y'all fucking father. Y'all want someone that can spoil y'all and put y'all in y'all place when y'all act out like children. A lot of y'all want that. And I'm speaking strictly to the black woman, like just call me Cookie. That's what y'all be wanting. And that's why y'all come up with these narratives of white men treat y'all better. Because you know why? A lot of times when y'all get with white men, niggas see it. Y'all overpower them. Y'all speak to them like shit. Speak to them like shit and get what y'all want. Talk to them crazy. And this narrative, and furthermore, this narrative that white men treat white men treat black women better. Go ask the sister who face is still disconfigured after her white boyfriend beat her near to death. Go ask the black woman whose body was chopped up and put in different parts of the city if her white man treated her good. Go ask the sister right now who got her family on social media and made all the money for them with her lazy ass white husband if her white man treat her better. Go ask Halle Berry if her white man treated her better. This narrative that white men treat black women better is some bullshit, and I'm tired of hearing it because it's not a race thing. It's the people you choose thing, and the people that actually love you think. If you start choosing motherfuckers based on character, maybe you'll get better results. But no, a lot of y'all be choosing motherfuckers based on what they can provide to you, and that's where the game get fucked up. Just because a motherfucker can provide for you doesn't mean they're a good person. Niggas have money every day. There's niggas that have $1,000 in their pocket. You know what they go do? Buy a bunch of drugs and pussy and not pay and not give shit to their kids. But then you have people that have money and they go invest it and do something with themselves. Stop looking at what people can provide and start looking for character. That's why women like Just Call Me Cookie go to white men. Cause y'all don't care about their character. Y'all care about what the niggas can provide. If you truly care about them characters, it wouldn't come down to trips and bags and not having to be responsible for things. Basically, not having to be an adult. If that's what you say comes with having a white man, so be it. But I think those are things you can find with anybody, sweetheart. You just have wrong choices in niggas. And not even niggas, you just have wrong choices in men. But that's what I gotta say about that. And I'm gonna take a break. Yeah. Ooh, all right, I'm back. Now, before I get into my last topic, two things I saw on my break. Shannon Sharp was offered. Shannon Sharp was offered 100K from an adult film site. I think adult. Yeah, he was offered 100K from an adult film site. This is from Spiritual World. Shannon Sharp became the main character on social media Wednesday thanks to a truly embarrassing mishap on Instagram Live. Overall, the former Denver Broncos wide receiver, that's crazy, he's a tight end, went live while having sex. Although he was not shown on camera, he could be heard. The woman he was with was making numerous sounds and it became obvious to everyone tuning in what was happening. Ultimately, it was embarrassing at first. Sharp claimed he was hacked. during last night's episode. Like I said, he owned up to what it was and said he was mortified. All right, so according to TMZ, the porn dude wants to give Shannon 100K to make a movie on their website. I'm guessing the porn dude is this adult film site in question, but they offered my man's not my man's they offered Unc Shannon Sharp 100K to do a movie. Shout out to Unc. Um, if you do it, get that bread. I personally would not be watching, but get that bread. And Angel, not Angel Reese, fuck Angel Reese right now. Angel Wilson, aka the most dominant basketball player on planet Earth right now. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Man or woman, Angel Wilson is the best basketball player and most dominant basketball player on Earth right now. Like the gap between her and the second best player in the WNBA is larger than the gap it is between the best player in the NBA and the second best player. And people can say, "Oh, it's because the league is bigger in the NBA and whatever," but no, no, not me personally. I'm not on the lines of that argument. I'm going to say Aja Wilson is the best basketball player on planet Earth right now. She is a two-time MVP, probably about to be three-time MVP. She's a double champion. She's more accomplished than a lot of her peers at her age group that are in the NBA. Like personally, her sharing a cover with Jason Tatum, she's the better player on that cover. Like, if we're going to be honest, keep the buck. WNBA needs their own game. That's secondly. There needs to be a WNBA 2K. There rather than just be a part of NBA 2K. Adrian Wilson needs her own cover. She's dominating. She just broke the all time scoring record. And she's only I think 24. Like, and the league is only getting bigger. And with her as the figurehead, she's going to set that record way out there. And she's not even like a Wilt Chamberlain type of player where it's like she's just more physically dominant than everyone else or like physically imposing because she's not even the tallest player on the court at times. She's like 6'3", 6'4". So like she's like average WNBA center height and she be killing it. Like she has every skill. I think the only skill I haven't seen her use to like consistently is shooting threes. But if all right, if you want to watch the WNBA and you watch Adrian Wilson, a frame of reference to how she played, I would say it's a mix between Kevin Garnett. It's like Kevin Garnett mixed with Giannis in terms of like how she was able to get to the basket when she drives. And hmm, there's one other. Like the two obvious off the top of my head that I compare her to are Kevin Garnett and Giannis, just in terms of her dominance and her style of two-way play and her ability to just get to the rim, her footwork around the rim, and also just her mid range game. I think actually, and you could probably better off comparing. Actually, her best comparison, Tim Duncan. She is her best comparison. Her WNBA NBA comparison, Tim Duncan has a team of what she's Tim Duncan. Yeah, she's Tim Duncan with a she's Tim Duncan and Giannis. She's like Tim Duncan. She's Tim Duncan in terms of how she's a team player and a leader, and just her style of play of how she can always get her shots in the flow of the game. But unlike Tim Duncan, her stats don't get sacrificed a lot of times. A lot of time, and like Giannis, she's just a really imposing player. Like she's long, she's fast, she's going to get to the rim. There's no way to stop her. And then with Kevin Garnett, fucking rebounding machine, that mid range rim range game is elite. Um, and her defense, like that's that's another reason why I say that's another reason why I say Andrew Wilson is really the best player on the planet in terms of professional basketball right now. Because the gap between her and her competition is way bigger than the gap between others and their competition. And it's not because her competition's ass. Like her competition is amazing. It's just her greatness has put her in a different standard because she really is that good. Like, and if y'all don't believe me, just go look up Adrian Wilson's stats. Go watch her play against those who people against her second, people who pull her second. And Brianna Stewart is nice. The gap between the two is clearly there. It's clearly there. And who the argument for who's the best player in the NBA right now, I'm not even willing to get into that. But overall, like you're not going to tell me the gap between Adrian Wilson and her competition is bigger than the best player in the NBA's gap in his competition. It's not. She's fucking phenomenal. But to get to my last topic, last episode I talked about Tyreek Hill. So this is an update on the situation. Stephen A, Shannon Sharp, and I don't forgetting the other guy's name. Shout out to him. He also had a great intro. He also had a great perspective and point of view on had a great point of view on the topic when they discussed it on ESPN. I was able to watch the footage. So in the footage, Tyreek Hill he rolls up his window after giving the driver his driver's license. Um, but before that, the police came and they knocked on his window. He asked them not to tap on his window. So this goes back to the alleged back and forth that there was between them. Tyreek was definitely a little heated in the moment when talking to the officer, but talking to the officer, Tyreek was not outright disobedient. He was a little testy, like anyone is with a traffic stop, but there was no effort to de-escalate the situation at all. Tyreek Hill's disobedience really didn't warrant the treatment that he got. They told him get out the car. He was trying. He was getting. They first of all they forcefully opened his door, and they surrounded him and started telling him get out the car. He's he's slowly getting out. He puts his hands up. He's slowly getting out. They forcibly take him out the car. They put him on the ground, as we all know the routine. Put him on the ground, cuff him, and then put their knee in his back. Is just start yelling at him and shit. And beyond just yelling, like also like insulting him a little bit, and just talking crazy to him, like which is beyond the scope of what your fucking job is, as we all know. And then you see in the video, they take him to a curb, and he tells them like, "Hey, like I just had surgery on my knee," and they're like, "Oh, I don't give." They basically didn't give a fuck. And it's like, "Oh," they basically called him a big baby and like forcefully sat him down. Like even after he told them about his need, and like you can hear in the video, he's just telling them, he's just calling, he's telling people like call his agent, like because as you can see, Dolphins players start showing up, and throughout this whole interaction, there's no attempt to de-escalate it at all. Like no attempt to de-escalate at all. And I spoke about this in Tuesday's episode. There's never an attempt to de-escalate. It always gets worse and gets worse. Like they're looking for a problem. When they were talking to Tyreek, when they was talking to Tyreek at the start of the video, it already started off with disrespect. First of all, I think it's pretty universal now. Everyone knows. No one likes when a cop taps on your window. No one likes when anyone really taps on their window. Not everyone is really cool with that. Like that's kind of a universal thing people know by now. Like if you're a driver, you do not like your window tapped by police. Like you know you're pulled over, you know they're there, so it's like the tap on my window is like why? But at the same time, officer was doing his job, whether he was intentionally being a dick or not. He's doing his job. He taps on the window. Tyree doesn't appreciate that. But then be after that, there's no effort to de-escalate. It mainly goes to aggression and like, yo, pull your fucking window down. I can't see in there. Pull your fucking window now. And it's like, what are you talking about? You can't see in there. I'm watching the video. I can see him in his car like the whole time. And I'm watching the video. This nigga saying he can't see. I'm at home watching the video. I'm seeing Tyreek move his hands. I'm seeing Tyreek with his hand on his lap. Then they go up. I'm seeing this nigga in the car. If you can't see him in the car and you in front of him, but I can see on a video that is not the most HD video, yeah, come on, my nigga, you capping. You capping. You clearly looking for an issue. Like you just lying. Like you saying here something I can't see in the car. You can see in the car. And then when you take him out the car, you do not need three people to surround him. Like it was three or more people surrounding him while getting him out the car. You telling me you called backup, nigga? So you called more people for one man, and apparently he didn't want to roll up his he didn't want to roll down his window because he didn't want to bring any added attention to him because he's Tyreek Hill and he plays for the Dolphins and he's in Miami on on I think the what I think I forgot what it's but like the freeway or the wherever he's at, he's where most people drive by to get to the stadium. So if you see Tyreek Hill out there, it can create commotion. So that's understandable. And like, but to continue, there was no to de-escalate. Colton, more people. Now you force him on the ground. He's fucking got your knee in his back. For what? There's no clear reason to have your knee in his back. And then when you take him to the curb, you first of all, you could have already sat him down. So you stood him up. I'm not even gonna talk about it. But it's like you hear him say, like, hey man, my knee, like, I just got surgery. Can you please like chill? Like chill or like relax. Basically something to that extent. And like you just see they're not taking heed to anything he's saying and like like basically just telling him like yo, shut up. Just putting him on the ground and then you see other people come in, other teammates come in. Calais Campbell came in, and then there's another teammate. You see them; they're just trying to talk to the police and the officers, and they're just not at all de-escalating the situation. They put other people in cuffs. They're not trying to talk to no one. They're simply like, yeah, everyone's getting going in cuffs. Like I said, Tyreek was disobedient. He was minimally disobedient. He did tell them niggas he's like, yo, do what you gotta do. Take me to jail. Yeah, do what you gotta do. Take me to jail. Which is like anyone's response. That's most niggas' response. That's most people's response when it's when it's bullshit. They're like, man, fuck it, fuck it. Get this over with, man. Come on, take me to jail. Do your fucking job. Do your shit, bro. But his disobedience did not warrant the treatment and warrant the treatment that he occurred. And that's something that Shannon Sharp said. And it really is true. Like at no point of that stop was there ever a opportunity or chance for clearer heads to prevail. And yeah, Tyreek may have came out a little testy to start it off, but you're the officer. It's your job to handle these situations. It's your job to be better than the average person in these situations and not escalate these situations farther than where they need to go. You simply could have de-escalated the situation, gave him his ticket, and went about your day. But now, because you chose not to do your job, you now sitting here and got four people surrounding this man, got other cops coming in, bunch of people getting put in handcuffs, being taken down to the station. For what? Which is probably just a bunch of extra paperwork for you. Like, for what? It could have easily been de-escalated. He could have got his ticket and he could have went about his business. And you could have stopped someone that probably was that needed to be stopped. Now, and Tyreek, now I don't want to say he was speeding or he wasn't because I don't remember right now. But like, if he was speeding, just de-escalate the situation and give the man his ticket and move on. Because doing what you did, as we see, just resulted in a bunch of bullshit. And then just continue to disrespect this man after he was more compliant, continue to disrespect him and not de-escalate anything, and then simply you chose to degrade him. This shows like, yo, you just chose not to do your job and be a dickhead. You you went against everything that y'all supposed to do and you prove people right again on why people don't fuck with the police. Because there's always this power play issue of, yeah, I'm gonna make you feel less than. And Shannon Sharp talked about that. He said like he's like as a big black man at times it's really humiliating being a big black man because people at times go out their way to try to humiliate you because you are quote unquote intimidating. I can feel that, and I'm not even the biggest black man. Like I'm only like six. My ID say 6'1". I'ma call myself 6 feet. I'm maybe 5'11", 6 feet. I'm a bigger dude. I'm not fat, but I'm a more stockier dude. And it's like I can say like, yeah, like being a bigger black man, like that looks somewhat intimidating. Yeah, at times it is humiliating because like people do be trying, like as Shannon Sharp, like people do try you. But for Shannon Sharp, what he was speaking on specifically was like when you getting stopped as a big black man, like it's humiliating because he spoke from the perspective of like you have to be on you have to basically bow down to these people who stop you just to get home. You just want to go home to your kids and your family and live your life. But in this moment, you have to be everything that you are not. You have to make yourself smaller and less than just so you can get home. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. All the proper procedure, hands on the steering wheel, window down already. And Stephen A spoke about that in terms of just the procedure that as a black man, as a black woman, you follow as a driver when you get pulled over. Hands on the dash, hands on the steering wheel, I driver license and identification out already, and window down. Now that's not the procedure Tyreek Hill followed, but that's a different conversation. But speaking on what Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. brought up with the procedure and having to just knowing that procedure as a black person, even as a black man who don't drive, I know that procedure. Because when I got to the age of when my stepfather and steppop was talking to me about potentially getting the car, that's the one of the first conversations we even had before niggas brought up anything else. Of if you get stopped, if we get you this car and you get stopped, this what you do. So that's real. That is real. What they spoke about. Um, having to be having to humble yourself. And although you may feel like you're in the right, you as a black man or black woman, you cannot voice that in the way of how you would normally voice it with another person. Because unfortunately for you, it can result in you losing your life. You see it all the time. White dudes talk to the cops crazy. I see like white dudes will talk to the cop and like, yeah, all right, pal, fuck out of here. It's not a fucking ticket. You know, suck my dick. Like, and that's like they're having a dorm room interaction with a fucking cop. They're having every black driver's wet dream interaction with a cop. They're telling him get the fuck out of here. If any black man's tell a cop, yo, get the fuck out of here, suck my dick. What? Get the fuck out the car, bro. What? You get it's not gonna be a get the fuck out the car. It's a drag out the car, get your fucking Nike boot on the side of your temple. Like it's never it doesn't it's not gonna go well. And that's what Shannon and that's what Shannon was speaking to. You can't even react how you want to react because just because you're looked at as intimidating. And because you're looked at as intimidating to these people who have more power than you have to make yourself less than. You have to speak to them like you're less than, like y'all not equals, just to get home. Just to get home. You have to humble yourself just to get home. And that's basically what he said. He said you have to humble yourself to get home. And it's to be honest, that's true. Like getting stopped by police as a black person, whether you in the right or wrong, it really just be a test of humbleness and patience. Because if you don't keep either one, you might not go home. Because not all the time do you get a good cop. I think I said this last episode. It takes the right time to get the wrong cop as a black person. Hello?
Hi.
Give me 5 minutes.
Okay.
No, just stay on the phone. Give me 5 minutes. Just mute yourself real quick.
Yeah.
But see, that's the it's just a shame. And then you really can't in a lot of instances you can't prepare for it. You can't prepare to be that's the thing. That's kind of thing about it is that you know who you are as a black person. You know you wouldn't harm anyone. You know you're not trying to be intimidating. You know you do the right thing in life. But just because of the skin color you have, coupled with just like the natural human features you have of just being bigger or just looking a certain way, you can lose your life. And at any point in time, you have to go from stripping yourself of your confidence, your pride, your ego, sometimes things that just make you you and bring yourself down to a lesser place just so you can make it home and lay your head on the pillow and be with your family. But that's all I got for y'all today. To close out, black women who are like just call me Cookie and y'all keep caping for white men on Twitter and TikTok, please just say y'all hate black men and give over the platforms to the sisters who actually want to promote positivity and not negativity amongst our community. To Rob Parker, I hope hopefully you get your business back to Atlanta. Hopefully things get better and the violence can stop. And to the Tyreek Hill situation, to any black man in that situation, just make sure you make it home. No matter what you do, make it home. That's all I got for y'all. 224.